Hello students. For last few days I had been getting a lot of queries on my WhatsApp and phone calls. People are asking me, is it safe to go to Baltic countries? We are getting a lot of admissions for students. Their parents are concerned. They have only one question. Should I send my child to Baltic countries at this time or should we wait? I thought this question is very critical and it's very important that we should discuss this. That is going to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, or any Baltic countries or any nearby countries is safe who has the land border with Russia. To understand the situation better, I have invited two most prominent universities of Northern Europe, Riga Technical University and Vilnius Tech University, for this discussion. And I have also invited one of our Indian students studying in one of these universities to share his experience because no experience can be described without student experience. Let's hear what students have to say and universities have to say about the safety of Indian students or international students studying in Baltic countries. So Dole, thank you for joining us. Just for a quick introduction, please tell something about yourself and your background.
Hi, Deepinder, and hello, everyone. I am Dovile. I am a Chief Coordinator of International Studies Center at Vilnius Tech. So I am in charge of all international students that are studying here in our university.
Okay. We are also joined with one of the students, Subhanshu Banerjee from India. Subhanshu, please update about your background, please.
I'm a second year bachelor student over here. I'm doing my bachelor's in creative industry and I'm from India, Odisha actually.
Great. Dole, basically, the discussion is a bit sensitive because it was very important that students get the right message from universities, because we as a consultant, have, of course, give a lot of information to students about this critical matter. But I think it's important that we have the word coming from universities from Europe as well. So students are concerned. Though you are in Lithuania, you do not have a land border directly with Russia, but of course you have with their very closest ally, Belarus. Students are concerned that is there any threat for international students coming from India or anywhere to Lithuania for higher education September 2022, looking at the situation which is going right now?
Yeah, thank you, Deepinder. Indeed, the situations are intense, but they are intense in Ukraine. I would say that for sure, all Baltics, Lithuania, and all over Europe, we are safe. Students should not be afraid or in any way threatened to choose their studies in Europe. I would say we are a part of NATO. That is the most important alliance, I would say, in the world at the moment that would keep us safe in any case scenario. We do have as well NATO troops based here in Lithuania in case of something happens. Our border with Belarus is fully secured, so I don't think we have anything to fear about at the moment, as we are fully protected and we are living our daily normal lives, actually, apart from trying to help Ukraine as much as we can.
So students who are coming from India, in case of any emergency, so the reason why I'm saying emergency because parents will always know that as a university they expect you to say, okay, everything is safe. But let's say in case of emergency, will university also look after the consequences and issues which students face in Lithuania? Are you prepared for something like that?
Yes, of course. We have a full responsibility for people we are inviting here in Lithuania. So university is fully responsible for all international students that are coming here, and they will get all needed support in case of emergency, for sure.
Thank you, Devule. Swanshu, I'll just want to connect with you. You are an Indian student, second year. You have seen, it's just 2 years you're there. You have seen the war happening, you know all the things going on. As a student, how safe you feel today after this, when the war started?
Okay. I have been here ever since the COVID started for practically 2.5 years. I have seen all the ups and downs in Lithuania, but honestly speaking, it is still one of the safest countries for sure. I don't feel any kind like when the war started, there was definitely a lot of tension because what's gonna happen? Should I move back to India? Like, but later on, it was quite evident that Lithuania is prepared, very very properly is prepared for the upcoming war if it ever happens. And there is no direct effect in Lithuania over here in general, for especially for students. They're very pretty much safe. Things are going quite normal. We are having our daily classes, we are having our daily activities, we are going out, everything is normal in general. So there is nothing to worry about for the students who are coming here. Doesn't matter from where, like which part of the world they are coming from, but everything is normal here, that's for sure. Europe is definitely quite safe right now. And like I said, a lot of people, like Dovile was saying, we are a part of NATO, of course, so that's also one of the plus points we have, since it gives us a benefit against Russia.
So Anshu, one thing is that when you are explaining that you're safe and you don't feel any concern about it, great. But how you think the fellow students of yours, how is the parents' reaction back in India? Because a lot of students, a lot of parents call me as well and they say, my son is there. Should we ask him to come back? This is the second question I'm getting a lot of times on my phone call, with the students who are already studying in the second or third year, because people have seen Ukrainian crisis. They've seen that they didn't get much time, and they were like, shall we do something in advance? Should we book a flight and, blah, 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 What do you say in that?
On that note, I have experienced something quite similar, so I can say thus. In Ukraine, yes, the situation is bad, no doubts. But in other countries all over Europe, the situation is not bad at all. And yes, like for example, my grandmother, I think a couple of weeks ago, she just called me like, how are you? Is everything okay? I'm seeing things in the news. I'm like, grandma, chill. I'm literally sleeping right now. I have my exams day after tomorrow. Everything is normal. So that's something parents back in India, they need to understand. Everything is normal in all over the Europe, other than Ukraine, and in certain parts where the war is happening. Except that pretty much everything is quite normal, that's for sure.
Thank you, Dole, and thank you, Smanshu, for this quick session. I think it was very important to understand what is going on in your version. And now I think it's much more clear for the students who are going to Lithuania for any university. I'm not saying for only Vilnius Tech. I believe for any student going to Lithuania, you have heard one of the topmost university in Lithuania saying that everything is safe. We have students, Smanshu, joining us and explaining us the ground level clarity. It's very important to know these things. Thank you, and we'll get back to you, in case we need more information.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Indo-European channel. Students, a lot of parents are now concerned about the war situation in Ukraine affecting European university recruitment process in India. A lot of students have got admission in Baltic countries like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Hungary, Poland, and a lot of questions are coming up on daily basis. Is it safe to go to these countries at this very moment? Today, I got an opportunity after 2 years to come back with our most prestigious university from Latvia. Riga Technical University is here in my office today. Zane Palora from International Office. We had been working together for 10 years now. Zane, thank you so much for joining me for this quick session. I believe after 2 years of COVID, how is the experience first? Let's discuss that.
It's good to be back on road. Everything works. It feels, when you travel, it feels like life is back to normal. And thank you, Dipender. It's good to be back here.
Thank you. So, Zane, you have 1,000 students studying with you from India itself, right? Now, you have a huge community, Indian community studying with you. And I think you are the right person to answer these questions, where a lot of people are asking, is it the right time to go to Europe, to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, all these northern countries in Europe?
Well, back in 2020, when the COVID hit us, you asked the same question whether it's the right time to come and study. You can choose to postpone your life until you are age of 60, 70, or you be proactive and go and study. Because I don't see that life or our daily routine in some way, shape, or form in Latvia has changed. We haven't seen any panic or anything amongst our students or any insecurities. Therefore, well, I would say, why not? If you have made up your mind, then today is a good day to start, submit your application, and come and study in Latvia, Lithuania.
At this point of time, when we are seeing war between Ukraine, and Russia, what does this mean for Indian students coming to Latvia?
No difference really than it was in 2019 or 2015. Obviously, the war is happening in Ukraine, but Latvia is part of the NATO, and I, of course, can express my personal opinion here. We feel safe, and as I said, our daily routine has not been interrupted. It has had an economical effect, but then again, there are so many things which can affect our economies.
So, students who are studying there, are they panicked? Their parents are concerned. You must be getting some calls and emails on since this war have started. How is the whole discussion between the students' life in Latvia?
Well, when the war started in February 24, then obviously the initial panic or just let's say no one really understood what's happening, and at the time no one could believe that this is possible in the 21st century. That was there, and we had the conversations with the students. We met them personally in our international office, and it took a couple of weeks. And obviously throughout the conversations, throughout seeing the situation in Latvia, the panic or the questions stopped. And since then I haven't had any calls from the parents, or haven't had any students in my office asking questions concerning the war.
When we talk about NATO members, Latvia is a NATO member. What does that mean for a student who has no knowledge about this whole concept?
Well, the NATO protects all of the states of NATO. Then I'm not going to start listing them. Then you can do your own due diligence, go Google search, and you'll find all the NATO member states. But as well, US President said that they will protect every inch of the NATO land. So Latvia is a NATO land. If there will be any threat or any even like foot on the land of Latvia, then that means that we are talking the World War III. And that we don't see that that's gonna happen. But then again, that's my personal opinion. I'm not a politician. I don't work for the government in that regard. I follow the news, observe what happens in Latvia, what happens internationally, talk to the students, and that's my personal opinion how I view that.
So students who are already studying in Latvia, they are quite happy, they are satisfied, and they are not going back home. This is very important because a lot of rumors are coming up. The students have started going back home from Baltic countries. Is it true?
No. We at the Technical University haven't seen any trend like that. Now students are finishing their final exams. They are getting their thesis done on 1st of July, when is the 160th anniversary of the university. We will have as well the big celebration, graduation ceremony. Then students will get their degree certificates and those students will leave. But that has nothing to do with the war. It's just completing your studies.
Lana, thank you for this session. Students, if you're looking for studying in Europe at Indian cost, Latvia is one of the most important countries you should consider. In fact, the entire Baltics basically you should consider, because you can study in Europe at Indian cost in these countries, and they're very safe. Do not overjudge the things. And right now, I think most important is that in case you need more information, you can contact us and we can discuss more this in detail. Keep watching Indo European YouTube channel.
press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.